that this next comedian, as a cougar, I have to say she is a total MILF. Yes, big props to her. I don't have any kids, never wanted kids. I'd love an epidural. If anyone could hook that up, please give it up and keep it going for the very funny Carol Hoyt.
Hello. I had to do so much to get here tonight, between my hair, my makeup, my husband. But, I have been married forever, and I love it. I mean, he's great. And I was just 23 years old when I met him. And, at the time, I was really just thinking about dating and being single, and he basically took me off the market, and there went my dream of becoming a slut. And, he is 17 years older than I am. And if somebody had said, I've got this great guy for you to meet, he's 39 years old, I would have been like, I am not going out with some 39-year-old guy. But there is a lot that happens between, when you have that big of an age difference, that happened to him before, I was even born. Like wives. I am his third wife and second Carol. It actually saved a lot of money on the monogramming. And he looks really good for his age. So people will go up to him and ask him how old he is, and they're like, how old are you? And he tells them, they're like, oh, you look amazing. And they go, Carol, how old are you? And I tell them, and they go, So if you're gonna lie about your age, lie up. Because I look like shit for 40, but I look great for 70. And I went from hot, young, trophy wife to vintage car. I'm constantly replacing parts. New seats, new headlights, new grill. And a hell of a lot of lube. But we have actually created a wonderful life together. I've been married for over 30 years. Thank you. And people always ask me, what is the secret to the longevity of your marriage? And, I gave it a lot of thought, and it's because he traveled. A lot. So it was really only, in those 30 years, 15 years time spent. And when he would travel, he would go to work and people would go, jump, and they'd go, how high? And then he'd come home and he'd go, jump, and I go, fuck you. But actually, he's very thoughtful, except when it comes to the children, the dogs, the toilet seat. Because, nothing says I love you more than falling into the toilet in the middle of the night. But we are going through a little bit of an adjustment now because he has retired. So he's home. All the time. And I begged him, I said, please, dear God, when you retire, I cannot be your only hobby. Well, he's become a bird watcher. And I'm the bird. And I really just want to fly the coop. But, COVID was actually training grounds for his retirement because we learned how to just sit in a room and stare at each other. And then I remember when I got COVID, they locked me in the guest room and I was like, thank God. Finally some space. I felt like I was on a luxury vacation, sweating in the Jamaican sun and doing NyQuil Jell-O shots. But we waited a long time to have kids. And 14 years, we figured, hey, it's working out. And I decided to retire from acting in order to raise our children because raising kids is just like retiring. Well, it actually is a little bit like my husband's retirement because, since he's retired, we take strolls in the park, I cook, I change diapers. No. A little later than that one. No, my kids are great. They're fantastic. They're so cute and they're so wonderful. And, I love them. They're little babies. And then they grow up and they become teenagers. And they suck. I have 2 kids. It feels like 10. But they both have their really special talents. My daughter is always late. Yeah, the only time she's ever been on time was her due date. And my son, he gaslights. No, it's like, no, Mom, I haven't been drinking. Oh. Meanwhile, there's 10 empty Tito bottles lined up on the counter. He looks like he's been beaten by the Tito Bandito, and there's vomit in the driveway. Oh, and by the way, kids throw up in the toilet. The seat is up. And then there are the girls. He has a Dial-A-Ho app on his phone. So there are girls coming and going in all hours of the night, and I see them sneaking out of the house, trying to do the walk of shame. And he will deny it to the nth degree, and I'm like, hell, I know what the walk of shame looks like. And then I will go down to his room, and there's a girl there. And I see her, and I'll say, oh no, Mom, there is no girl here. I am looking right at her. And, I like to get to know the people who come into my home. Literally come in my home. Oh, before I kick them out. And, so he's a good boy. He's polite. I taught him manners, and I'm like, hey, man, just want to meet her. Can you just take your dick out of her mouth for a minute so I can say hello? So, yeah, it's been a big transition between my husband's retirement and my terrorist kids. I've decided to go back to therapy. But it's really just to get out of the house for an hour. Thank you guys very much. Have a good night.